jeez. Okay. I'm also thinking about my outro now, that like, you know, I'm just like, until next time, have a good day, great day, even. So like, I'm implying that like, you know, that when you start watching, it is, I guess it's up to me whether, and in that particular moment, you're having a good day or not. Which I guess is fair. And assuming that I have the skill, the charisma, the riz to you know, to make your day good. Maybe I do, I don't know. Also trying to think of, I don't know. Whoa, I'm sorry, that, whatever this is just reminded me a lot of a reclaimer from Star Citizen. But yeah, also, yeah, so like, alright, so Star Citizen, my current thought was, well, okay, so 421, which is, again, is imminent. There's going to be a global event. It's going to be Supply or Die 2.0. And, the only problem...
Ecliptic put up a fight, that's for sure. That was pretty touch and go. I'm not sure we would... Anyway, we can...
Hang on.
Transferring credits.
Yeah, 421 has, Supply or Die 2.0, basically, Second Life resource drive. And, like, honestly, I don't see... I'm not doing the cargo things, because, like... this is just a problem. This is definitely one problem that CIG has, is that this is... like, this was the year of stability, and I mean... they haven't done any shows to talk about it, to say year of stability. But I think it might have turned into the year of playability, whatever the fuck that means. Because, like, everybody's going into... so, it's, you know, you need... there are 3 resources you need. Copper, corundum, and titanium? No, tungsten. One of the two. I think it is tungsten. But, yeah, so you need... so there's a few ways you can contribute. Trading. Well, there's just finding the resources. Just however the fuck you can source them, you can source them. But there is, you know, hauling contracts where you go from a local outpost to a station, and let me stop you right there, because... forever, not forever, but for so long, the freaking, the freight elevators at outposts have been broken by so many people's accounts, I don't even bother. Like they've been broken, you can't use them. Like, you cannot use them. So this entire mission, like, a significant part of this mission, a significant part of this trading event, of this cargo moving event, the cargo moving is busted. So, yeah. And I mean, like, there's, you know, theoretically other ways to get this stuff. Mining, that's, of course, a thing. And then, of course, combat. So there are 2... well, there is the direct combat mission that is just, hey, go and protect a go protect this cargo ship, and, you know, whatever cargo you get is going to be count as being contribution, right? And, I mean, that's cool, giving a direct combat mission, because, like, you could, in Supply or Die, there were combat missions you could do, and then you could loot, the, you know, event resources off of some ships, but it wasn't a guarantee, and, even then you have to get up into ships that do have cargo grids, which are gonna be larger ships, and yeah, it's kind of iffy. So just having a combat thing, simple, easy to do, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. But yeah, and then the next mission is a ground. It's not just ground. It's a salvage thing. You go and you salvage cargo from wrecks, and I haven't played these missions, by the way. I just have heard about them, so I can only talk about them in the theoretical at the moment. And it's a thing of, I think for the ship contracts, the way it works is that, like, it is 1-to-1, however much SCU you get back, is how much you get. There are waves of enemies that are going to respawn, so this is not a solo thing, because you're gonna have to have somebody who's fighting and somebody who's moving cargo. And I don't think there's much way around that. And then there's the ground FPS version, where the same thing's happening, except you're not going to move as much cargo, and it's going to basically be a multiply. It's going to be multiplied however much you get, so... which, I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, the ground FPS is obviously better. It's just going to be that the ground FPS is going to be hopefully tuned so that it takes the same amount of time and you get the same amount of reward, but you're not moving 100 SCU, you're only moving 10, or something like that. So, that's a thing. I was kind of hoping to... Well, I don't know, we'll see. My thought... I guess my thought was that I would get enough money, I would get a Caterpillar, large, or a medium cargo ship, and that would help me do the event, and then whatever and then it would help me get, and then after the event it would help me get the money to get a Star Lancer TAC if it ever becomes available in game, which at this point is an actual question with all the Wicklow stuff. Or a Carrack, or a 890, which I think an 890 is actually genuinely the thing, because, like, I can, in game currently, you need probably 5-6 people really for an 890. You want to have all the turrets manned. You want to have one spare engineer, one dude who's solely dedicated to being an engineer. And yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But in game currently, I can watch as the game crashes. Oh my god. Am I gonna have to do all that again? I might have to do all that again. I'm leaving all this in. I don't know what the fuck made the game crash. So my current plan is gonna be... Actually, you know what? I can actually pause the recording now that I think about it, so I'll do that. Hang on a second. Okay, we're back. I've decided to deploy the chair. I guess we're gonna have a little bit of Groundhog's Day today. I apologize. So this new this new Star Citizen event, I was gonna just lead in with explaining the exact same thing over again, but now I won't do that. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is take my Starlancer and well, okay, I will use the Starlancer, but I'm just gonna do the solo combat because there's like a small and large mission. I mean, the thing is that it seems like it's gonna be balanced such that you cannot, like, you're going to have an extremely difficult time getting... You might technically be able to do multiple factions, but you're not going to be able to do multiple factions because the requirement is just so damn high. And I feel bad. There's somebody who's going to say, hey, how about, what if I just bought up a bunch of resources before the 421 dropped and didn't know that, like, that stuff does not get... That's maybe technically it's supposed to persist, but it never does. And like there is persistence 2.0 where you're like, yeah, at some point that will be a thing. And but also the dynamic economy that I don't know if they even care about anymore. Like theoretically, in a full game, if there was an event that was like, hey, there's you need a bunch of copper, and instead of getting, you know, and there's like, you know, the price, basically the price of copper is being marked up 100-fold as a part of this event, and people hear that and then they buy copper before the event even comes out. Yeah, it's gonna hit the economy there, right? So that's a whole thing. And we'll have to see, because yes, I will use other ships. But, it'll be interesting. I'm also, I don't know, so... My current thought process with ships and ship weapons, is that, like, basically, if you can, like, go with the most powerful thing that feels comfortable, I guess. So, like, on my Reliant, I've been running, Omniskies, which do have, I think, overall, tend to have better, overall, it tends to have better projectile velocity than the bearing cannons, the M7, the MXAs, and yeah, it tends to have better velocity. And less damage, but also I think a faster fire rate. Although that might vary, but yeah. So I've been running the 6 Omnisky build on my Reliant, and like when I was able to do that, which also, by the way, I mentioned that I swapped the guns on my Starlancer, and it worked. So I don't know why it didn't work before. I'll have to check it with my Reliant. but we'll see. And yeah, I'll test it out, because if I can use the Reliant, God, I'll use the Reliant. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, but my feelings on my ships, though, is another thing entirely. No, you know what, I guess I can just save that for the next episode. Makes sense. Should save it for Star Citizen, honestly, but I don't know what else I'll talk about, so... Until next time.
Got a present for you, Captain.
Oh, thank you. Till next time. Good day, great day even. Chowskis.